Hi guys, it's Blackie for Shaman's Forge Woodscraft. Okay, continuing in this bug out series of the idea of having and what you might need for these situations. We've now addressed the basic concept of what bags we need. We have not gone into the body bag, which is basically your camping bag, and that's covered in most of my regular stuff, and you know what you need for camping. And then you've got the bug out bag, which I touched on last time on the resources and what we need to go through with those. Well, now let's go a little more in depth about that clothing bag, that beta bag I talked of. What should I be wearing for this? Well, number one, you do not want to attract attention to yourself. You do not want those really nice high-end hiking boots. You do not want those designer pants. You don't want that super cool tactical vest and things like that, because it attracts too much attention. Here's your homework. When you're out and about and you're shopping or grocery or whatever, I want you to notice how many times you look up and spot on somebody else some piece of gear that you recognize. Be it a purse, be it a tactical shirt or boots or whatever. Things like that attract attention, and you do not want attention when you're trying to go from A to B. Now, let's play this little scenario. We're going to say that due to a natural disaster that's impending, like a hurricane, you need to bug out and get from your normal home and go to your other place that you want to be at. Well, you've already got in your car your bug out bag set, Alpha, Beta, and Charlie, and at your location you have your cache of the things that you will need for long term until you're able to come home or whatever. I do not want any kind of fancy jewelry on me, because a lot of other people are doing this too. A lot of people are in transit. A lot of people are moving. And that means there's very little chance that if I hit you at a gas pump and rob you, there's very little chance people are going to know who I am, unless I got a car tag or something for them to do. Criminals and the criminal element notice these as times of opportunity. When everything is chaotic, that's the biggest opportunity for them to steal something, grab something, whatever, because law enforcement is overwhelmed, everything else is overwhelmed, and nobody knows anybody. These aren't the locals. These are these strange guys 300 miles from home. So that's the time they want to focus on. That's when you want to look like the least viable target that you can. So let's talk about clothing. What should I have? One, you need a really good pair of hiking boots. Military boots, hiking boots, something like that. You do not want some brand new state-of-the-art. That pair you've been wanting, that you've had for quite a while, you'd say, and it's getting a little old, that's the pair. You want them a little dirty, a little dingy. Something that does not look new and desirable, okay? But something you can walk long distance in. I do not need a new pair of boots rubbing me raw. Nothing new is going in the clothing kit. So, let's start out at the bottom, work our way up. Boots. Comfortable, something you can wear long term, something that you feel will hold up in the long term. You also want to carry a very light pair of something like water socks, sneakers, something like that. Water socks are really good because they don't weigh hardly anything. And there's something you can slide on your feet at night when you're resting. You take your boots off and let your feet dry. And dry out your boots or whatever. Also, sometimes when I'm fording shallow water, it'd make more sense simply to take the good boots off, slip them on, roll my britches legs up, and wade across the water, and then take those aqua socks off, shake them off, hang them on the back of the pack, and dry off and re-put on my boots. Instead of letting my boots get wet, because that might be miserable during the night. So I need a cast-off pair, even a pair of flip-flops if nothing else, but something. So I've got my primary boots and some sort of cast-off. Okay, pants. Pants I want to be, I like military cargo pants. they're not that desirable as far as someone wanting to steal them from you. They're usually very durable and very rugged, and they've got cargo pockets, they got reinforced knees, and they've got cinch-ups around the heel to keep bugs and stuff out, and the legs of it, they normally have adjustable waistbands, and they're normally fairly good for long-range travel in the open where you're going to be getting a little dirty, having to sit on the ground, etc. They hold up better. I do not want anything tight-fitting. I want loose. I know it's going to offend the fashion gurus of the universe, but loose is better because it does several things. One, it does not telegraph me as well. If I'm wearing loose clothing, I look like I'm a poor guy. I can't afford good clothing, and I don't want people to be attracted to me, remember? So I want durable, loose fitting so that I can sweat. They're easy for me to get in and out of. There's stuff I can clean easy in the field, things like that. Shirts. Depending on the season, whether I want light and airy or warm, this will depend on the season and how we're going through it. Okay? I want long sleeve because I can roll these up. I can't roll down a short sleeve. If I'm getting in a place with a lot of bugs, I want to be able to roll them down and keep the bugs from biting me. Yeah, I'm going to sweat if it's really hot, but at least I keep the bugs. If I'm trying to hide my position, being able to cover up my arms and cover me up is an advantage. Color, I want dull earth tones, browns, greens, grays, something that does not attract attention that I cannot see at long range. That way I can blend in, because when I come off of the road, I'm going to drift down into the woods. I'm going to find a secure location at least 50, 70 yards off the road where I can't be easily observed to make my little camp. I'm not going to be carrying bright colors that can be seen a long way off. Along that same line, I'm probably going to have a bright orange bandana. I might also just get one of the bright orange t-shirts like you see the guys wear at construction sites, or the bright yellow or the bright green, bright yellow or bright orange, and that'll remain in the bottom of the pack. Suppose I want to be found for whatever reason. I want to be seen. I'll get a XXX and just put it over my whole body. Whatever I'm wearing is fine. And that way I can be seen at long distance. So it gives me the option. So a bright orange t-shirt or a bright yellow t-shirt of that safety colors might be a good idea to put in the pack for that. It can also be used as a hand rag, a pot rag, or whatever. It doesn't matter if it gets dirty. As long as when the time comes I can put it on, I can be seen at long range if I choose to be seen. Okay, headwear. Headwear. I want something that gives me a shade. A floppy boonie hat is good. A baseball cap is good that I can tuck a bandana underneath to get the sun off the back of my neck or off my face. Something that I can pull down and shade. Again, neutral colors. Along this line, a hoodie. A lot of guys like hoodies. Can be flipped up to do the same job if the weather is the right type where I'm not going to be burning to death doing it. But something I can shade my eyes and I can also help hold down and give me a little bit more concealment. A dark bandana across my face, pull my hat down, will secure me where nobody can see me at range. It'll also sometimes allow me to walk through an area and not telegraph who I am. So therefore, it's a good idea to do that or have it available. Do-rags are good as well. You can pull a do-rag on pretty easy. Again, dark earth tone colors. I don't want anything to make me stand out. Okay, jackets. Roomy, lots of pockets. I like the old army type, but it doesn't have to be. I don't want anything blue jean. I want something that if it gets wet, I can dry it easier. So some of the synthetic materials would be good. If it's a rain jacket and that's conducive in your environment at the time, go for it. That might be the way to go. But you want a jacket that's a good over thing. Now in the winter, you're going to want insulation, of course. On the other hand, in the summertime, I may want something that's light, airy, and helps me with concealment. Okay? Now, my pack. I want my pack to be not a new cutting edge. I want it to be something that doesn't look like somebody would want to steal. If you've already got a really nice pack, and that's the pack, dang it, I want to use, camouflage it somehow. How do you camouflage your pack? Well, you hang stuff on it. You know, like that shredded up bandana, and take some duct tape and stick some pine straw on it and stick it to make it look like it's covering up something that ain't damaged, but it looks like it's got a damaged here and it's being held together with string there. Make it look like it's a homeless guy's pack that's fell apart. I don't want to steal it. If you're carrying that, you probably haven't got anything I want. My purpose here is to get from A to B without attracting attention, so that when you do see me, I'm not important. I'm not going to attract attention. So the pack needs to handle all of my needs and be carrying whatever bag components we've already discussed, and yet be something that's not going to attract a lot of attention. I like the old Alice pack or something like that for this. You see it on a lot of homeless people. It's a good rugged pack that can be bought for cheap. The tactical stuff stays out of sight. Okay? Now, and I know I'm going to be asked about this. Protection. What you carry for protection is based on your skill and what you feel comfortable with. I have a good friend that what he carried for protection, and he walked out during Katrina. Right after Katrina was over, his area had been badly damaged in the flooding, etc., and he needed to get out. And he knew the best way he could do it was walk out. So he put on all of his stuff. He had a handgun in a shoulder holster that was underneath where you couldn't see it, so it didn't attract attention. But yet, I could use it if I needed to. Having such a device also means that the average bad guy doesn't think you're armed, and is therefore going to approach close to you, you know, like feet away, to start harassing you, trying to rob you. That's handgun range. Okay? He also carried, hanging off of his belt, a big claw hammer. One of them big framing hammers he picked up at Home Depot. He drilled a hole in the bottom of it, put a lanyard on it, and clipped it on a carabiner onto his belt. Why? Nobody thinks about a hammer as a weapon. It was called a raven's beak back in the day of the Middle Ages. You turn them points around, they're very effective, and that hammerhead is very effective at close range. Should you ever have to defend yourself, it is a quick, available at your hardware store right now, self-defense weapon if you needed to use it. It also doesn't attract a lot of attention. People don't look at it and instantly go, wow, they think you're some construction guy that's down and out on his luck right now. Just 2 points there. And of course, you're going to be carrying your knife and all for woodscraft and stuff, so keep it hid. You're here to get from A to B, not be in some action movie, okay? Okay. This has covered what is going to be in the beta bag of the clothing that I'm going to be grabbing and ostenteering as I need it. Okay? Next time we'll go more into the kit in the alpha bag for our body bag, I should say. Next time we'll cover that. Okay. Hope you enjoyed this, guys. Please leave any questions or comments below. Until next time, I'm Blackie for Shaman's Forge Woodscraft. Wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.